thing. It says, all right, good evening, folks. This is Terry, your Amazon private label coach. And tonight, with this episode of Sell Your Own Product on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle, we have a special guest tonight. It's private label guru, Don Schaefer, is on tonight. He's going to tell us some of the neat stuff that's been happening to him. And man, I'm telling you, Don's been through it, so I've got a short little presentation, as you know, about the why the easy way sometimes is not the best. So we've got that. You know, we talk about this private label lifestyle, and that's what I try to get across. It makes us a little bit different from everybody else because I want you to be able to relax. I want you to be able to enjoy your profit as it comes in and that, and not have to work your butt off, to put it plainly. And that's what the lifestyle is all about. And that's what makes us a little bit different. So we're getting there. More and more people are coming and going that way. And what can I tell you? I think it's exciting. I'm excited. So we're going to go over here, and if I can find it real quick, here it is. I've got to find my little PowerPoint, and it's down here. I got too many windows open tonight. Here it is. So we will get on there and we will get started tonight, because we're talking about the private lifestyle, and actually why the easy way is not necessarily the best for building a sellable business. So, you know, as I tried to explain in the introduction, I probably didn't do a good job because I was getting tongue-tied there. But let me tell you what the private label that makes us different is the lifestyle. And we believe that you should be able to run your business from start to finish. You know, should be able to do it on the beach. You can do it any place you've got an internet connection. You should be able to do this business. And that's the way we set it up. That's the reason we do things a little bit different than other people. But we think that I personally believe that that's what a lot of people, especially if you're getting around my age and you're getting up there, man, you know, I don't want to be labeling and sorting and bagging and doing all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm to that point in my life. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be sending out boxes. I don't want to, you know, just do all that. That's too much heavy work. What can I tell you? Thing. So we talk about this private label lifestyle, and we're going to go into it and why doing things the easy way is not necessarily the best, because we want you in the end result of this whole course is to have you a business that's sellable. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, most Amazon businesses are not sellable for the simple reason because people have just done nothing more than they've created themselves a job. And that's fine. I'm not knocking that. But if you want something you can pass on to your kids, you want something that you can sell at the day when you're ready to get out of this and retire, then I suggest you listen as we talk about this lifestyle, because it makes a heck of a difference, you know. And how do I know? I worked for 23 years. I built a heck of a business. We were one of the premier drapery workrooms on the Treasure Coast of Florida, which is a heck of a place to have it. We got Jupiter Island and Sailfish Point and a lot of the places around here. But anyway, that can support that. And we did that. And at the end of my time, 23 years, I said I wanted to sell it. I want to go to sell it. And I found out that after I built this business up, and it was a good business, believe me, I couldn't get anything for it. Why? Simply because the business revolved around me. I was strictly the business, and nobody wants to buy that much responsibility. We're going to talk about that later on in this presentation. So we're going to go over here, the private label lifestyle, why the easy way is not necessarily the best for building a sellable business. So what is the private label lifestyle? All right. It's having your own branded products selling on Amazon. Now, your own branded products and your own company, and that's important because you need that exposure. You need those branded products, because that's going to be you. You're going to get your message out there, and you're going to come out with other products. under that same brand, or you might have get to the point late down the road a few years where you've got 2 or 3 different brands, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Maybe you get up to the point where you have a whole bunch of different brands, but as long as you do them in the way we teach them, or you can grow like that, and you can do it because, like I say, remember what I said when I said at the beginning, we doing this so you can do this from your laptop, your computer, wherever you want, whether you're on the beach or wherever you are. That's the way we've designed this, and that's the way we've got things set up. So what is the private labels? It's having your own branded product selling on Amazon, and then you set it up so Amazon tells you when to reorder. Now, it doesn't get much simpler than that, folks. All you have to do, Amazon's got a program in your Seller Central account. You go in there and you tell Amazon when you want them to tell you to reorder. Amazon sends you an email saying, Terry, it's time to reorder your Terry's widgets. And so I say, okay. So I come out and all I do is 2 emails. One email is to the manufacturer to get the processor, and the second email is to the customs broker. And now you notice I got Shapiro down there, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But and basically that's it, because once you do that, and once you get this set up, the manufacturer knows what to do, and Shapiro is going to know what to do. And you send them the thing where Amazon wants you to deliver the goods, because it's going to be different every time. Your goods are not going to go to the same Amazon warehouse every time. They're going to go to different ones. And so Shapiro knows exactly what port to take them to. So they get there. And so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about anything. You send an email to Shapiro, or the other one is Universal, and then you email the manufacturer. And basically that's it. And then at the end of that, Amazon pays you like clockwork every 14 days. Tell you what, I look forward to that payday. There's, it just brings a smile to my thing every time I get this notice that they've sent the money and it'll be there in a day or so. And so, but that's what the private labels lifestyle is. You don't label, you don't ship, and all that kind of stuff. Somebody else does it for you, because that's what you don't want to be messing with that stuff. Your business is not going to grow if you're going to be messing with labeling and bagging and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to have to be growing. You need to have somebody do that, which is your manufacturer, and they send it in, and Shapiro takes care of exactly where to go, and then you're free to start another product, to start getting another product, get it set up, get it on the same path. And basically that's all it is. You just keep adding products after you get them all set up. And that's the thing about the private label lifestyle. It's more upfront work, and some people get turned off by that. They say, well, Terry, this is too much work, and it's a lot simpler if we hire a local a forwarder, or a customs broker and all that. No, it's not, because I'm going to tell you something. Because this time you might find a product that's in the south of China, and that's fine. Shapiro can take care of it. The next time you might find a product that you want to source that's over in Vietnam or India or someplace like that. Shapiro can take care of it. That private forwarder that you used and you got that great deal isn't going to be able to help you. So you're going to have to go and you're going to have to find somebody else. And that's not what you want to be doing. You want to get this business set up like clockwork. So the customs broker, whether it's Shapiro or the other one, they know exactly what to do. They know what port to have the product come into. They take care of all that. They take care of it going through the customs. They take care of everything. They care to ship it to Amazon, and you don't have to do anything except to send them an email once you place the order, and you get the email from the manufacturer saying it's ready to go. They take over and they take care of everything else, and it doesn't get much more simpler than that. So, and like I say, Amazon pays you every 14 days. So that's the private lifestyle. Now, why do we build the lifestyle why do we build the lifestyle way? Because we're building a sellable business. Now, let me tell you, those who have known my story and everything, and I told you, I'm up front. I spent 23 years building one of the biggest drapery workrooms on the Treasure Coast of Florida. We did a lot of work, a lot of high-end custom work. But then when I went to sell it, I couldn't sell it because I was the business. And that's what I see so many people out there doing when they're doing the Amazon business. They've got it all wrapped up to us. They have to control how the freight's going. They have to control this. They have to control that. And if you don't trust all I can say is if you don't trust your supplier to do it the way you want, then you need to get another supplier. If you don't, and that's why I say it's Shapiro or the other one, because they know what they're doing. So why do we build the lifestyle way? Because we're building a sellable business. I'm going to tell you, there are bukus of people out there willing to buy a good business that runs itself. How do I know? One of the things before this I did, after I sold my business, I started building websites with something in it, and I'd build the website up to where the website was making $1,000 a month. Once it got to that point where it's making $1,000 a month, I put it up into the place where I can't think of the name right now. I put it up into there, and I'm going to tell you, I sold within every website I put on there, I sold within 2 days. You want to know why? Because there are all kind of people out there that have money and they can't put it in a money market account because they don't get any money. They might as well just let it sit in a bushel basket because they're not getting money in a money market account. The stock exchange is not doing that great. It's doing better this year than it was a couple other years, but it's still not doing great, and they're not making any money. So the people who've got these money, they're looking for proven ways to make money that they don't have to work at. You know what I'm saying when I say work at? They don't have to go out and manage it day to day and do all this. It's all set up and they do it. And that's what these websites do. All they had to do, once I had it set up and everything like that, because Google AdWords, and then it had other affiliate products on there, and it was all set up. So they just had to kind of monitor and make sure all the links were kept working. And that's all they had to do once they bought it from me, and I sold websites over to people in Norway. I sold to California, just all over the place. But there's all kind. And like I say, they'd only be there a couple days and they'd be sold because there's all kind of people out there with money that wants to buy a lifestyle business. So not interested. Why do we build the lifestyle way? Because we choose to enjoy life and the freedom building the lifestyle way. We're not interested in the challenges of the week. When you're out there and you're using different forwarders, you're doing all kind of stuff with different people. You're really knocking in and trying to find that best price on the best price on the minimum order quantity. That's just wasted time, folks. That's wasted time. So that's the challenge of the week. You're not interested in that if you're building a lifestyle way. Can do business anywhere you have an internet connection. And like I say, there's the hands right there. The chains are busted. If you're doing the lifestyle way, you're not chained down to anything. You can do your business anywhere you have an internet connection. So by building for lifestyle, this is what you avoid now. You avoid any kind of surprises because you've got it all set up and you've got your, you've got your people in place and they'll take care of the surprises. You don't have to worry about that. Complications? No. You don't have to worry about that. Trying to control every aspect of shipping to Amazon. Folks, I'm going to tell you, that's ludicrous. That is ludicrous for you to do up there. You could hire a JV if you really want to get into that to take care of that. And so you can go on and do something else. But trying to control every aspect of shipping to Amazon and then worrying just to make sure the product is right and everything like that. And see, if you don't have a supplier you can trust, get another one, people. For guys' sakes. You don't want a job, and that's what you're doing when you're trying to do all that. It's a job, and it's a heartbreaking job. You look through the keyhole there. That's peace. That's prosperity. That's relaxing. Looking through that, and that's what building the lifestyle way is going to give you. Like I say, up front, all the work is done up front. Once you get it set up and everything like that, you're good to go for as many years as you keep that product going. Because we're sourcing products that are selling good on Amazon, and you've made that product better, and you've got that. So that's what I tell you. And that product's going to be good for years and years and years. Unless something drastic happens, which I don't think it will, but every once in a while. So if it is, you just take that product and you replace it with another product. It's that simple, folks. I don't know what else to tell you. It's that simple. So the tortoise always wins. I put that in, and I've got that little graphic. It says typhoon's going to get you because That's happened quite a few times that I know of. So what are you going to do when you order this product from China, and right there where the port that you're coming out, there's a typhoon coming in. So what are you going to do if you don't have Shapiro or one of the other companies that Amazon recommends? If you don't know how you're going to go. Get the map out China and try to figure out how to get it out of there so you can get going. Come on, folks. You don't have to worry about that. Shapiro works about that. So when you follow a proven plan, all obstacles are anticipated and prepared for. That's the reason you hire these forwarders. They know about that. They know typhoons happen. They've got alternate plans. They've got the different routes you can go to, and they know where you need to go with your product to go to where Amazon tells you to go. So when you shoot from the hip, sooner or later, disaster strikes with no plan B to put into action. And folks, that's a given. Things happen. You know, the old saying, doo-doo happens, and that's exactly what happens. So be prepared for it. Have people on your, set yourself up to win. When you do it the lifestyle way, you've got those people on your plan, and they know what to do, and it'll be taken care of. Now, what can I say? What can I say? The end result, a sellable, in-demand business. Like I tried to, people with money are looking to buy lifestyle businesses. Why? Because they don't have to. They just pay for the business, and they make that return because it requires little supervision. Like I said, with those websites, they were all set up. All they had to do was make sure they paid their web hosting once a year and make sure the links were working. And that was it. They could add to it if they wanted to, whatever they wanted to do. But there was a business where they could pay for that business, and they had a guaranteed income. It was, you know, like I say, every one of them was over $1,000 a month, guaranteed income for a little tiny website, and that's what they did, and that's what I did. So what can I tell you? The businesses this is a lifestyle business. Businesses that require little supervision, businesses that can manage from anywhere. I told you I've sold businesses to people in Denmark. I sold California. I sold Utah, all over the place, and the thing of it is, they could be managed from wherever these people went. If they went on vacation somewhere, they took their laptop with them or their iPad or something. They could manage that business. That business didn't require anything, didn't require a lot of management. And then this is the main thing. And you got businesses that return more dollars than the market. That's a lifestyle business. You know, you can put money in a money market, and you might get 4.5%, 5%, something like that. Woo, big bucks, guys. It's not. So let me tell you, these businesses we're talking about on Amazon, you're going to return a heck of a lot like that. You're going to you should be making somewhere around 30%. You know, if you have your ROI up there about 40%, then, you know, you're going to get it, and you're going to be making good money, and you're going to just keep, like we talked about, you take one product, you get it going, get it set up, get it going, and you put it into the system, and then you start working on the next product. The next product, like Don, who's sitting there. Don, I think, has got 3 products now. He's moving right along, and you know, that's the way it should be. You set these up, you get them going, and then you just keep parlaying one after the other. And as long as when you get the money, you get the front and you put it back in, or if you need to take some out, whatever you have to do. But it's your business, and you decide what to do. But it's a business that's making money, and that's what you want. That's the end result, a sellable, in-demand business. Now, let me tell you something. If you're doing retail arbitrage, you don't have a sellable, in-demand business. What you got is a heck of probably a good paying job, but it's a job. And nobody wants to buy a job. I don't want to buy a job. I know you don't want to buy a job. So just think about what I'm saying here. You don't want a job. You want to have a business that's sellable, that's easy to take care of. So what am I saying? That's the end of it. And I'm going to go back over here, and we're going to stop sharing. And we're here. All right. Oh, come on here, guys. I don't know. This did that last year. I'm having trouble with my computer here. I presume you can still hear me, but hang in there. We'll get back there. There I am. All right, done. There we are. Wow. Got through that. How was that? Can you hear me, Don?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right. So, what have you got to add to that?
Oh my goodness. You know, I'm a big believer in taking action. And I did that with private label. The only problem is I think I took action a little bit too quick. You have to do your homework. With our first product that we brought in, I call it the product from nightmare. It's been a nightmare, but we're not losing money. That's the important thing. As long as you did some of the work right, as far as the profit margin, you're probably still going to be okay. We didn't lose money, and yet we had it taken off Amazon by Seller Performance once because somebody put in an email to Amazon that it was counterfeit. This is when we were selling between 7 and 10 a day, and we were ranking somewhere around 5,000. We did a lot of promotions. And what I had to finally do, and it took a little over a week to get it done, was send a invoice and then a picture of my packaging, because it was like, how can it be counterfeit? It's my own packaging. So after about a week, Amazon says, okay, you're allowed to sell it again. And we got it back up. At that point, it was probably close to 65,000 rank because
Right.
it dropped so bad. But at least I still had the reviews. So again, we're doing promotion, we're working. We finally get it back up to where, and I'll tell you, it was tough getting it back up again to where we were starting to sell 4 or 5 a day. We get that same letter from Amazon, an infringement. And this time they didn't remove it, but they blocked the listing on us. And which was a little bit unusual, but Amazon sent me a letter saying it might be best that I that I converse with the person complaining directly. That's like, okay, we can do that. So I had somebody, and that's what's good about having a mentor when you're going through anything, especially private label, because that mentor probably has gone through it or knows somebody that has gone through it.
Right, right.
And I reached out to someone, and this was the same person that helped me get the listing back on the first time, because this person had access to some information that I couldn't get to. And I reached out to her, and she said, do you want me to handle this for you? And I said, yeah, please do. Because supposedly what I was thinking that, and we found out it was the same person that got us the first time for counterfeit. And so this was an infringement on a patent or a copyright. So she wrote this person saying, we did a pretty thorough search on patents and we didn't see this patent come up. Would you be kind enough to give us the patent number? Which I thought was pretty smart. I never thought of that. So what happened is, actually it was a lawyer. This lawyer wrote back saying it's not a patent, it's an infringement on a packaging. Now, this item comes in a piece of cardboard to hold it together, but we put our own packaging, which was a poly bag and our logo and everything on it, but we still kept that cardboard because it kept things together. And it had certain designs on it. That's what the infringement was. And I didn't know that. So we made a deal with this lawyer that we'll pull once again. I tell you, these lids have gone back and forth from my house to Amazon so many times. This should be antique by now. So we pulled all of them back. This time we had 110 items left, I think, in Amazon. And we just now getting the last ones back from Amazon. We had to pull them all. We had to repackage. I had to send one package to this attorney so she could check it out and make sure there was no infringement, which she did. She supposedly sent an email to Amazon saying everything was okay. And now I'm just waiting for Amazon to get back to me saying it's okay to send stock back in. But the main thing of this story is that you're going to run into problems. I don't care what business you're going to do, you're going to run into problems. Now, you can have that problem stop you and you could give up. And that's what a lot of people do because it's too much work. Or you can take that problem and turn it around and say, well, what can I learn from this? I will guarantee you the next product that I bring in, we're going to go through a couple of more steps that we didn't go through the first time because we've learned. So the people with your course are having a big benefit of you and I that have already made some of these mistakes. You don't have to make them again.
Right.
Follow what we're saying. And if you're not too sure of anything, reach out. And if you don't know, I don't know, I think you probably have it, Terry. I know I do. I have a link that you could check out patents and make sure a product isn't patented.
Right. It's
and, yeah, you got to do that extra work. Like I say, I'm a big believer in taking action, but sometimes I jump too quick. I was just so excited in the beginning that I got it. And then my it didn't do any better on my second item either. The second item I got in trouble. This is another thing that can happen. It wouldn't have mattered how much research you did on this. It's just one of those things that I ordered 200 items from China. I got one box of 100 of them, and I was wondering where the hell's the second box. And 2 days later, I called DHL, and they said customs has it. Well, sometimes things get hung up in customs, not a big deal. Well, after I finally got through to customs, they said they were seizing it because it was too much. It was actually a kitchen grinder that you could grind herbs up, but it was also a grinder that you could grind marijuana up. I did not know that. So I'm really still a little upset because I don't know why you would let one box through and seize the second one. And plus the fact marijuana is legal in so many states now to begin it. I don't understand that. But, you know, when you're dealing with the government, there's only so much you can do. So I had to give up, right? So we lost some money there. But once again, it's another lesson. You know, you just got to thoroughly research your products, make sure. And if you're not positive, you know, send it over to Terry. Terry will look at it. But even with us looking at it, there's always a chance that there could be a problem. One thing I know now is that I want to get myself a broker. Because a broker will walk that product through for you. And he'll take care of all of this crap. And honestly, I think if I had a broker, I probably would have those products in my house right now.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's one of the advantages of using somebody like Shapiro or Amazon has actually got five people they recommend. You know, the first three is FedEx, UPS, and then DHL, and then it's Shapiro, and then I think the other one is Universal. Now, keep talking. I just ran it off again today. Let me look. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I had a friend also that was importing guitars at one time, well over a year ago, and he also got a lot of, for whatever reason, I don't know, got a lot of his guitars confiscated by customs. Well, he finally got a customs broker, hasn't had a problem since. So yeah, it's working.
The other one is expeditors.com. Those are the two. It's Shapiro.com. Well, let me go back over here. So I spell it right. And I should have brought it up on a thing, and I didn't. I apologize for that. Give me 1 second here. It is, now, it's Expeditors International. It's Expeditors, EXPEDITORS.com. And the other one, the one I use is Samuel Shapiro. It's Shapiro, SHAPIRO.com. Those are the two, other than FedEx, UPS, and DHL. Those are the only five that Amazon, I just hit the wrong thing here. I'm sorry. Those are the only five that Amazon recommends. And they do that for a simple purpose, because most of those, all of those, you know, the first three, the UPS and the DHL, and who did I forget? UPS. It doesn't make it, because they go all over the world. It's the same way with Shapiro, and I'm sure it is with this Universal or whatever it is. Because the simple thing is, see, and what I keep trying to say. This time you found a really good product and over us in the south of China. So, but if you go to Shapiro or the other one or DHL, and them, they know exactly how to get it from there.
Yeah.
Now you can hire a local person. Don't get me wrong. And you might even save some money, but it's not going to be very much, and it's going to cost you in the end if you do. You can hire a local person, a local forwarder over there from the South China, and they can bring it over to the United States and get it through customs, as long as you've got the bond and all that. They can do that, and it might save you a little bit of money. But what about if the next time your next product comes from North China, or your next product comes from Vietnam, or it comes from India? Now that local forwarder over there is not going to be able to help you. So you're going to have to go and you're going to have to get another forwarder. You're going to have to work with them, find out what their terms are and everything like that, get a bond and all that going. Where if you have Shapiro or Universal, it's all set up. They can go to that company, and that's the reason Amazon recommends them. And that's what I do. I don't make anything about it. I just want the people out there to be able to have a clean bill of health, clear, because they're going to take that product, whether it comes from China, India, Vietnam, or wherever. They're going to pick it up. They're going to inspect it. They're going to make sure that the labels going to Amazon are exactly like they should. Because remember, Amazon cannot be the importer of record. That has to be you. And you have to have the custom bond. And once you get that all set up, and like I said in that, all you have to do is send them an email telling them what products you're bringing in, or you want them to bring in, and where they're to be picked up and all that, and they'll take care of everything else. You can sit back and you can work on your next product. You don't have to be worrying that. Otherwise, you're sitting there worrying about it. Well, let me see, if it's going by ship, we're 15 days out. Now, the freight, not the freight should pay, but the due bill to the manufacturer is it's time to pay that, because there's so many days out, but they take care of all that, and you don't have to worry about it. So what can I say? I just, excuse my little I get excited here because it's so much simpler to do it the other way. It might take longer to get it set up, and that's what this whole thing was about. It might take longer for you to get set up to get an account with Shapiro or Universal. But so what? Once you get it set up, you're set for life. And if they need anything, they'll send you an email and you just take care of it. And that's all there is to it. Otherwise, you're going to have to, every darn product you get, because they're not all going to come, unless you just buying something from the same company all the time, which is highly unlikely. You're going to buy something here, you're going to buy something there, something wherever you can get the good deal on it. And so no matter where that good deal is coming from, Shapiro or Universal can take care of it. It's just that simple. I'm sorry, Don. I get excited about that, but to me it's a given. It just eliminates so much problems.
Yeah, that's just good advice.
It's what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's just good advice.
Yeah, it is. And I just hate to say it, because that's when I probably, well, as you know, I got the course, and I get emails through the night, because a lot of, I don't know why, a lot of my students are, I've got some in Israel, I've got them, all over the place. So usually with my inbox is I've got 3 or 4 from people in the course. When I get up in the morning, I usually start about 9 o'clock and I answer the emails and that, and 9 times out of 10, it's all about this shipping thing, because they found this great local thing that can do it so much cheaper. Yeah, that local guy can do it so much cheaper. What are you going to do the next time? What are you going to, and that's where it comes in. It's not so much the money as it is the time, the peace of mind, and everything else that goes with it. To know that somebody's taking care of it, that you can trust, and you don't have to worry about it. When you hire somebody, a local guy from China, everything like that, chances are 9 times out of 10, they're good. I'm not saying anything there is wrong with it, but why do you want to go to that hassle and learn all that? And when your next product, you're going to have to learn from another guy, and then you're going to have to use 10 or once you get rolling here and you got enough products going, you got 10 or 20 or different local forwarding agents. Then you have to know each one's got a little different style, do it a little different way. You got to try and remember that. If you use Shapiro Universal, you got one, and that's all you have to remember.
I agree.
Oh, wow. Get me going there. And that's my soapbox. I have to.
But even with all the problems we had, it's just been a good learning experience, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
wouldn't trade it for nothing.
No, because like we were talking about the thing, you're learning for that. So once you get this set up, you're going to be fixed for as long as you have that product, whether it's 5, 10 years,
Yeah,
however long it's going to be. You don't have to do any more work with that product. Like I say,
right.
you just have to send a couple emails and your product's in there. You know, Amazon's going to tell you when to order. So once you got it set up, it's a piece of cake. But
Exactly.
yes, private label, if you do it this way, the lifestyle way, there's some work. Well, as Don tells you, Don will tell you it's a lot more than some work, right, Don? But anyway, it takes work. It takes it to get it set up. Once you get it set up, man, you're fixed for the life of that product. There's no more problems, no more ifs and ands and buts. And you know, I really think that second the first problem you had with the packaging, uh, I don't know if that could have been avoided or not. I don't know if a forwarder. I don't think they would have caught that. I really don't.
No, I don't either.
The second problem, yeah, I think a forwarder would. But I think that first problem, that's just part of doing business. But the neat thing is, once you've got it set, now you've got your own packaging, your own label, and everything else. So you're set for life now. So it might take you a little bit longer to get the product rolling once again. But once you get it rolling, man, you're good to go.
Yeah. It's just setting up a process and then following that process for each product that you bring in. It's a very simple process.
Right, and that's what makes the private label lifestyle so exciting to me, because it's not redoing the same old thing. Man, I remember, you know, because as I said before, I started this course, I knew that I knew how to sell private label. So before that, but if I was going to sell a course on, I had to be able to compare it to all the other ones: retail, arbitrage, wholesale, and all that. Now, I will say wholesale is probably the closest to it, but it's got a lot of problems on wholesale because of, you know, patents and all that. And I don't want to get into all that tonight, but once you get set up, private label is by far the easiest. The less you have to work, the more you can. It's something you can do from, I don't care where you're at. Like I say, when Don's in northern Florida, I'm in southern Florida. We're not too far apart here. Well, Don's actually in the middle part of Florida, right, Don?
Central Florida, yeah.
Central Florida, yeah. So anyway, we're both Florida guys here, and I'm going to tell you, when you're bringing stuff in, Florida is not the best state to be in if you're going to have to fly it in, bring it to you, and you have to package it, or you have to bag it, label it, and all that, and then send it to Amazon. It's cost me a lot of extra money, you know, to do it that way. And this way with the private label, it just goes right from the manufacturer right into Amazon. Like I said, and if you're using Shapiro knows exactly what port you want the product to land at. They know exactly how to get it off and get it shipped and get it going right to Amazon from the port, and they take care of all that. You don't have to worry about that. Before, my first time I did without Shapiro, and man, I just went bonkers trying to find. I didn't even know what port to send it, so I sent it. I ended up sending to San Francisco. And then from San Francisco, they came all the way around to my port of Miami. I unloaded in Miami, stuck the labels on, and sent it to Amazon. And I think it must have cost me, I don't know how much. I never did. I didn't want to find out, but I know it cost me quite a little bit. But what can I tell you? I didn't know any different. Now I do. Shapiro. Make it easy for yourself. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
If you want a lifestyle business, you make it easy. Like I say, I sold all those websites. Why? Because people could put their money down. They could get a great rate of return on their money, a heck of a lot better than a money market or anything else. And it didn't take very much. All they had to do was check for broken links every once in a while. They didn't even have to put any more content on it. They would just keep producing month after month after month after month. The checks come rolling in. And that's what this lifestyle business is all about. Once you get it set up, and you know, if you got a point where you're making enough money and you don't want to do anything, you stop right there and it'll just keep going month after month after month. You know, or if you want to add more products, you add more products, you add more products, you add more products, and what can I tell you? There's sellers on Amazon that, man, they just keep adding products, private label products. They add and they add and they add and they add, and it's just so simple. It's just so simple.
It is. The other thing about wholesale, because I have a couple of wholesale accounts, is the margins are a lot thinner with wholesale too.
Definitely.
If you do your research right, you can get some really nice profit margins doing private label.
Right. And I found some products that wholesale you can really get a good margin. But the thing of it is, when you get that with wholesale and you get it in, that there's nothing stopping your next door neighbor from coming out and going to the same source and sending it right in. And you can either do one of two things. You can either share the buy box, or you can fight to the finish, and so nobody makes anything. Exactly. And thank God most of the ones will just share the buy box, but private label, that don't happen. What can I say?
You got the buy box 100% of the time.
That's right. And your product just gets going, and just gets getting higher and higher in the ranking if you start to promote it. So we've got some me, I'm always with the SEO part of the business. I start that because once you get your product set up on Amazon, you get your Amazon accounts going, and you get your promotion set up on Amazon, there's not much to do unless you want to promote that product outside of Amazon, which is really good. You can do Facebook ads, you can do a lot of different things. You can SEO, and so I'm always playing, because that's always been my background is SEO, especially with those websites and that. So I'm playing with it. I've got a new program I started playing with about 3-4 weeks ago, in between my thing, and in between my move. I guess I shouldn't say thing. I'm saying that because most people don't know that I'm in the process of moving. This is my temporary studios. We've got 2-3 weeks to go, and we're going to get in our new one. And I don't know if I didn't tell you, Don. Gosh darn it, I've been busy. I ordered some. Getting real fancy. Some what they call a green screen that's going to be here, and part of the new studio, and anyway, it's going to be a month or so, probably 6 weeks before I get that going. But we're working on that. And what was I saying? I really lost my train of thought now.
You're going to be moving into your new house.
That's right. Yes, I'm excited about that. Because we went out there yesterday. I met the fence guy, because we're going to have to put a fence around the back, because we inherited my son's dog. Now, it's a long story. I don't want to go into it, but my wife and I, we inherited my son's dog. So we're moving to this house, so we're going to have to put a fence up in the backyard so the dog can go out and, what dogs do in the backyard and all that. And so what can I say? So I met that guy out there yesterday, and we're getting ready. We're supposed to close on the 20th, but we're going to do some remodeling. We got to remodel a bathroom and stuff like that before we move in. So we're going to be moving in somewhere before the end of the month. This place we're in right now, I've got rented to the end of the month, and so we'll be out. But I'm getting excited. So what can I tell you? So
any questions?
Oh, you know what? Gosh darn it. I am sorry. I am sorry, guys.
I don't see it on my end, but I don't know if I'm looking right.
What?
It says, I don't see any on my end, but I don't know if I'm looking in the right spot.
Well, you know what? I forgot to put it up. Folks, I'm sorry. If you go to the upper right-hand corner of your screen, there should be a box on that, and you clip it. It'll either make the full screen or brings up the question and answer thing. If you bring the question and answer, you can type your questions in there, and Don and I will answer it. And I apologize. I should have brought that up as soon as I got it, but we got talking about that other stuff. And as you know, I'm excited. I get excited over this kind of stuff, and because, man, I just want to see. I want to the point where you don't have the problems, and that's what we aim for in the course, as you know, and we get these kinks worked out, and then I'm telling you, between Don and I, we have got the mistakes covered. Just ask us. We can tell you, you know, that it's happened to us, and we've been there, especially with the retail arbitrage and wholesale. We've done it. So what can I tell you? And if you've seen the announcements for tonight, I think Don deserves this. We're going to start calling him the private label guru, because he's got it. He's got it getting it down. That's what can I tell you, right?
Yeah.
What can I tell you? Excuse me, I can have a drink here. So anyway, folks, there are questions up there. The thing where you can ask us questions, like I say, it's up in your right-hand corner. Just click on it, and you can put your questions in there, and Don and I will be glad to answer them. We've got about 10 minutes to go here, something like that. So it's summertime. The living is easy. Don and I don't have anything to do. We're down here in South Florida just enjoying this fantastic balmy breeze. You see it, the palm trees in the air and the coconuts kind of hanging from them, and Don's got his feet dipped in the sand in the surf right here while he's talking, and
yeah,
I've got mine here by an air conditioner. But we're ready, and we can answer your questions. Boy, everybody's really quiet tonight. Let me see, what else did I have? I had something that I wanted to share tonight. If I could find it real quick. I've really been... no, I think we covered it the other week, the thing about you can now link your account to a Canadian account. Or, I mean, you can sell in Amazon Canada now from the same account. You don't have to go out and get a new account like you used to. And Amazon's making a lot of changes right now. And we talked a little bit about that last week. I think they're good changes, but you better be prepared to go along with them. And like Don just said, there's no sense fighting Amazon. It's their ball game. And if they want to change the rules, they're going to change the rules. So don't worry about it. Go with the flow. You're going to be, just make sure every email that Amazon sends you, open it up. You know, we tell the story, or I keep telling the story about John Garolo, a good friend of Don and both of mine, and he got his account suspended because basically he didn't really pay that much attention to the emails. He didn't open it, you know, and so, and after they suspended his account, and then he opened it and got it straightened out. But what can I tell you? It's Amazon ball game. Just, you might as well go with the flow, relax, because they're going to change things, because Jeff Bezos wants nothing more than to be the #1 purveyor of goods and services in the world.
Yeah.
Just simple. That's it. And if you're prepared to go along with that, it's going to be a ride that you're not going to forget, because, man, I'm telling you, it's the way to go. He needs you, and he wants you, but he wants purveyors or sellers that are responsible, that are putting out quality products. The more you can improve your product, the more you're going to get, not only money-wise, but Amazon is going to promote it, because you're going to get the reviews, and we teach you how to get the reviews. We teach you how to do all that stuff, but that's where the secret is. And I'm telling you, you get plugged in and you get there, and there's no stopping you, because Amazon is just going to keep growing and growing and growing. I don't see Amazon slowing down in the near future at all.
No.
They've got so much things, and they don't even tell us a lot of that stuff. A lot of stuff I hear it on the news. I watch CNBC and some of these others when they talk about Amazon. And man, I'm telling you, Jeff Bezos has got, he's like an octopus. He's got tentacles all over the place, and one goal: #1 purveyor of goods and services in the world. And that's all. Now, how's that for a goal?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and the neat thing of it is, though, we can piggyback on it by doing it their way and getting it in and giving good products and services. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. That's how you're going to get to be #1 in your category, is goods, products, and services. And doing it Amazon's way. And man, I'm going to tell you, it's a ride you won't forget. Well, I don't see any more questions up here, Don.
No, neither do I, and I'm going to have to run. So, am I going to talk to you before you move? Probably not.
Well, I can give you a call.
Okay. Yeah, give me a call. And again, if any of the students need any help, I'm just an email away, the same as you. So
Okay. All right, that sounds good. Yeah, I think I'm going to do one more Thursday night, right? Oh, shoot. Hold on a minute here. Let me see.
right,
Tonight is the
night.
9th. So I've got the 16th. I can do because we're not closing to the 20th. And I don't really have to be working about packing because we've got actually better than almost 2 weeks before the end of the month. So we're going to, like I say, we're going to do a lot of stuff in the thing. So there's no reason why I couldn't have one the 16th. And then that week of the 23rd, I will probably take off. I mean, I'm not going to be around because we could be moving right there, and I don't know if I'm going to have an internet connection because I have to move the internet and everything else. I don't want to take the chance of being there and then not be able to think. So the week of the 23rd, the 23rd of July, we will not have a Thursday night meeting, but we'll have next week yet. And what the heck, we look forward to seeing you. For those people that were on tonight, we appreciate it. I know it's summertime. The living is easy. The living is slow, and there's a lot of things going around. A lot of people on vacation and that. And just what can I say? I want to especially thank Don Schaefer, the private label guru.
Oh goodness!
We're going to have to get you a little.
Don't even go there.
So I think so. I'll get it set up for you, Don. We just have to, get you going. Anyway, I really want to thank Don for being on tonight. As usual, he's just full of knowledge and knows what he's talking about, and he's a good mentor. And best thing to do is if you want to shoot Don an email and just tell him how much you appreciate him. I know I sure do. And with that being said, nobody's got any questions. And for those viewers that are out there, we just thank you. We shall see you next week. And I guess that's about it. So with that, I'm going to stop the broadcast, and we shall see you next